Okay, let's see. Just a reminder again to all the commissioners. By the way, it's nice to see everybody in person. Remind you guys to unmute yourselves and announce your name when you want to speak. And I think we've already done roll call. Yes, everyone's signed in. Okay. All right, let's start. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to call to order the August 16th, 2022 Senior Citizen Commission meeting at 2:02 p.m.
Let the record show all commissioners are present.
Thank you. Tell you what, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I will lead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have item 4, some special presentations and proclamations today. I see Diana from the Encinitas Library. We're glad to see you back. Tell us what's new. Oh, you need to bring your microphone.
Oh, no?
It's
Now?
It's on now.
It's on now? Okay. So we are in Encinitas Library. Here I am with two of my colleagues, and we will introduce ourselves. So I am Diana Minucci. I am the Adult Services Librarian at Encinitas Library. And here I am with the Outreach Librarian.
Hello, my name is Ariana Rossetti. I'm the Outreach Librarian at the Encinitas Library. It's nice to meet you all.
And with our one of the newest library technician 2s.
Hi, my name is Irs Campos. I am one of the new library technicians too, and work at the library, and I'm super excited to be there.
Thank you. So, never a dull moment at the library, and here we are going through changes. So the big change from the last 2 weeks is that our branch librarian, Jane Henn, is gone. She has gotten a new job on another library system. So at this moment, we don't have a librarian 3. I have been asked to supervise the branch. Having seniority, my position is exactly the same of Ariana Rossetti. We are both librarian 2s. But because I have seniority, then I have been granted that wish. So if you have to contact Encinitas in the absence of the librarian 3, please contact me, always carbon copy the librarian and the management team. We are filling vacancies little by little. We also have a vacant, until now, branch operations manager, who is the technician directly supervised by the branch librarian. And that position was vacant for 4 months. But right now we have a date and a name. So the name of the new Library Tech 4 is John Jones. He is coming from another library system, and he will start working with us Monday through Friday, September 9th. So we are very excited about this. We still don't know who the new branch librarian 3 will be. It might be somebody coming, transferring from our own system. It may be coming from another library system. In the meantime, we are working together very cohesively as a team. We are working with intermittent workers, with temporary workers, and helping one another with our needs, and also taking help from the sister branches. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Okay. Person services. Oh, I'm sorry. This was my previous presentation. I think that we got the wrong file. There should be another one that says August 24th.
This is Manager Goodsell. I will go ahead and call for some IT help.
Yes.
And perhaps if you have time, what we could do is have the Encinitas Sheriff's Department give their presentation first, and then
Yes.
you can, no, or, oh.
Sorry about this. And I could go on talking, but you know, it won't my talk will not coincide with the presentation.
The one that was emailed is the one that wouldn't open, so I took it with the one in your thumb drive. So I can
It's-
look, if there was another one on there.
It's saved on August 16th.
I can try opening up with the other thumb drive then.
Yeah?
Loading that one up if you have it?
Yeah. That one was January. This is August.
This one's also for attention. Library account. Yeah, this one's a link that I need to be signed into the Librarian for. Doesn't have. Yeah, if you want to try that.
Thank you, Diana. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so big changes, great notices, news. As of April 11th, our hours have expanded. And so now we are open 7 days a week, which means that we can resume, and we did resume, with programs like the Sunday concerts, because now we're open Sundays, the first Sunday of the month, and Saturday events, like, for example, art nights on Saturdays. So our hours are now ample, 7 days a week. Okay. We are very excited about a new service, which is Tech Connect. And it's been very successful for the last 2 months. It's basically an opportunity for our customers to, if they have a library card, they need a free program library card, and it will allow them to check out a laptop and a mobile hotspot, and they can use it check it out for 1 year. So Ariana will let us know more about this program.
Hello. Yeah, we're very excited to bring this program to the community. So we have been allotted almost 150 kits that each contain the laptop and mobile hotspot. So far, we've given out about 60 of them. And that's really just through word of mouth. We've, started telling some of our regulars that are in there using computers every day about the program, and they've been telling their friends, and that's how the word has gotten out really so far. We're in the process of developing some partnerships to intentionally give these devices to folks that might need them and make the best use of them. For example, we've been in contact with Christy. We're going to have a distribution event at the Community and Senior Center, hopefully later this month. So I'm going to confirm the date on that, and then we'll spread the word. We've also been in touch with our partners at the Migrant Education Program and some of our school districts to get these devices into the hands of children and families, and the Community Resource Center, as well as some other partners. So we're very excited to be giving these out. If you know anyone who needs it, please send them our way. We'd be happy to get one.
And this is Manager Goodsell. I just wanted to mention that this program, they can, it's a program where they would borrow the laptop and hotspot for up to 1 year, and then they would return it at the end of 1 year. Is that correct?
Yes, that's the current model. Things could develop differently at the end of the year. If we have devices that are available, it's very possible that someone could just check out another set. So it's really just based on availability, but we'll continue to have it available to folks as long as the devices are available in working order. They were purchased with grant funding, so we're still, it's new, so we're going to have to revisit how to continue the program once we get beyond that year.
Okay. Another great service that in fact has been launched today, it's a Palace project. So this is a shared collection of ebooks and e-audiobooks. Those materials have been purchased by the state library for all libraries in California. And if you check our web page today, you will see under Services, Palace program in the digital library. So whatever you cannot find and you're looking for example, Libby, if you want to read, or you want to download audiobooks or ebooks, then you have chances to find it under the Palace Project app. It can be accessed free. So you can access ebooks and e-audiobooks for free. Another program that we will soon be resuming, and until now we had to refer our customers to our sister branches, is 3D printing. And I know that some of you, especially Commissioner Lambert-Lynn, was very interested because he was a long-time volunteer with the program. And right now, I will have Elias Campos, who will be in charge or part of the committee for this program. So Elias, can you explain us better?
So as many of you know, because of the pandemic, the Encinitas Library had to postpone some of their programs and in-person activities. As of my time of hire, I was interested in 3D printing, and I know that the Encinitas Library has a pretty, decent-sized 3D printer. And one of the things that we're thinking of doing is resuming that program starting September 1st. A committee of myself and 2 other staff members are thinking in regards to what we can do to have the public come back, put in their forms, and kind of see what we can do to expand in regards to what we can 3D print and what kind of programs we can offer them. At this point in time, one of the things that we're looking for is we're starting to kind of play around with the fact of what is needed to fully operate it to 100%. But like I said, look out for September 1st. It'll be hopefully in our calendars and our events page. But yeah, we're super excited to do that.
Yes. So thank you, Elias. And in the meantime, if our customers ask or need some 3D printing services, we are still referring them to Cardiff and Rancho Santa Fe. And Del Mar. Okay. Okay. Okay, so services and how to support the library. We have great friends of the library. They have also expanded their bookstore hours to just synchronize with us and be able to support us with programs and services. Having a schedule of 7 days a week also allows the friends for hosting programs like book sales on the weekends and also the Sunday concerts, and support us and participate in the Saturday art nights and the Wednesday concert. So we are working together on expanded hours. Okay. So as I said, we are resuming events. We have restarted SMART, which is Self-Empowering Addiction Recovery Support Group. Also, the Southern Caregiver Resource Center that started in June. We have started the first Sunday concerts, take place monthly. The Wednesday noon concerts. We have started the poetry program, Awaken the Poet Within. It started last Saturday with 10 attendees. It's once a month. We're getting ready for Dia de los Muertos, which is a joint venture with the city, with the school district. And Elias and I are on the committee that will take place October 20th and 27th at the library, plus the big event at the community center in the city of Encinitas. We also continue with the blood drive. It takes 30 attendees per day, per month. And we also started a homework help program. It's called Encinitas for Equality. And Ariana is the lead on that program. She will explain us a little further on that.
Yes, so we have a weekly tutoring program that's taking place at the library right now. It's being offered in partnership with the organization Encinitas for Equality. They have a storefront and community center right on Highway 101, right before you hit the beach. So they have been coming in and using our study room space. They usually have around 6 students per session, and it's one-on-one tutoring. So we are very excited to continue this program into the school year and expand our ability to serve up to 50 students per week. So we'll keep you all updated as that program grows, but we're really happy to be providing the service.
Okay. Thank you. So as you may see, we are little by little resuming community programs. We are working around our schedule, our spaces, because we work with the community room and its availability and the study rooms, and also staffing. So what we ask is when the customers, if they have a program suggestion, they should fill out a program suggestion form. And this form will be, this program suggestion will be evaluated and scored by the librarian's team. So the decision is approved, and it will be yes, we can design, we can bring the program. Maybe yes, but not yet. Or it might be declined because it does not align with our branch's strategic plan. Okay, so ways to support the library. It's through Friends of Encinitas Library. You can become a member. You can donate money and time. You can shop at their bookstore, or you can also shop online through Amazon. You can also participate and work at the bookstore at events like Art Night and also the mail ballot drop-off. There were lots of volunteers working with us for months. Also, library volunteers, volunteer opportunities at the library. You can help with circulation tasks, or you can lead or support programs and outreach. We have resumed accepting volunteers, specifically for the mail ballot drop-off for the gubernatorial election, at the library for library tasks or supporting our programs. Okay. So we continue partnering, collaborating with organizations and institutions. We collaborate with the City of Encinitas, with the Friends, with American Red Cross, with the school district, with the Register of Voters, now with Encinitas for Equality for this new homework help tutoring program, and with so many others. So we welcome the adult community. Please stop by the library. There's always something new that you may need to be updated on. We are updated by the day on so many new services. So come see us. We'll be happy to work with you. And thank you for allowing us to present. Sorry again for the technical issue. But happy to be here and happy to have the chance to introduce our new staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana, and congratulations on your new role at the library, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners, do we have any questions for the library staff?
This is Commissioner Angel. First, I'd like to thank you very much for that very insightful and informative briefing. And I do have one question. I am aware that the Cardiff by the Sea Library is also a part of this county library system, and mindful that Encinitas is its own standalone library. I'm wondering if there are any crossover programs that are also being offered at the Cardiff branch that you might know of? Thank you.
Yes, we are not specifically working with them on some programs, but we have. And when we designed the program, for example, Encinitas for Equality, tutoring program, homework help program, we may have Ariana working together with the branch librarian. I don't know if you have worked with Christine Lozano, if you have something to mention about that, Ariana, but we do cooperate.
Yeah, we collaborate and communicate back and forth. We don't have any joint projects that we're working on right now, but all of these projects that are county initiatives, for example, our Tech Connect program, the Palace Project program, since we're both county libraries, those services are available at both branches. So you can go to either one of your local branches, and we're in the planning stages for a lot of our youth programming. So for example, as we're bringing back story times, we're collaborating with our neighbor branches to make sure that we're offering complementary services, and we're not competing on days and times. So, you can travel around and make use of the services at all your branches. But we do have staff from Cardiff, for example, who does come and supports Encinitas Art Night and other outreach events. We have collaborated more on those kinds of events. And with the Holiday Street Fair coming up, we're hoping to be, again, collaborating on our presence there. So we completely agree that it's one community we're both serving, a very close-knit community. So we want to be as in sync as we can with each other.
And here we have another good example of collaboration with one of our sister branches.
Yeah, so one of the other things too, as we mentioned earlier, when we had to suspend the 3D printing, we had to outsource some of our patrons to go to other locations. Likewise, when we start up our 3D printing, you're more than welcome to send any members to come on over, and then we would be able to fulfill their requests at the Encinitas Library. So that is just one of the other examples too, where we would be able to collaborate, talk with their staff members, and see what kind of programming we can do together and that sorts.
Thank you very much.
This is Commissioner Farley. Do you take book donations?
We do. Actually, we do that through the Friends. somebody comes to the library and they say, I want to donate this, we always encourage them to go to the friends because they can highly benefit from those donations. Those items might be sold at the store or digitally through Amazon. The way we expand our collection is a different way. We receive all our material purchased directly by headquarters. So we do not take that, but of course, if somebody comes and say, I have a donation, yes, and then we'll work with the friends of the library. Yes, so they will meet a very good purpose. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Our next speakers are Crime Prevention Specialists George Hernandez and Jonathan Simon from the Encinitas Sheriff Station Fraud and Scam Division. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us. How's that sound? Not exactly the fraud and scam division. We're crime prevention specialists. We cover all topics. But as far as fraud and scam goes in relation to the elder community, I think that's kind of what we're focused on here today. We can certainly meet that task and answer your questions. So let me start out. As far as, I'm Jonathan, this is George, crime prevention specialist at the North Coastal Station. And we do take a lot of fraud reports. That's been going on for a long time. As far as the elderly community, it's a very certain target. They tend to be a little bit more vulnerable, sometimes more trusting. These guys, these criminals that look out for that sort of thing, and there's different ways that they do that. I think when you look at the elder community, the types of scams that they tend to get involved with are more phone scams and things that come in the mail, as opposed to a social media type of scam, because perhaps they're not spending as much time on the internet. I was recently targeted for a scam online that, asking me to pay money in return for something else. Okay, so the biggest thing with scams, that leads to fraud, everything involves money. That's the objective. And it's how are they going to achieve that objective? And Lambert, when we first walked in, you talked about a few of those scams that a lot of us have heard of, but believe it or not, that's why we go and talk to groups about this topic, because it's the person who hasn't heard of those things that's gonna fall for it. When I tell you, Billy's in jail in Mexico, or there's a sheriff warrant, or you didn't pay your fine for your parking tickets. And you're like, well, what parking ticket? Oh, well, and they've got the story. And if you start, this is all phishing, right? It's tossing lines. If you answer that phone call and start inquiring as to, well, what's going on? When did this occur? Oh, Mrs. Robinson, I have it right here in front of me. Would you like to talk to my supervisor? They just kind of go. And there's different ways to do that. They can apply pressure. Well, you need to do this now, or we can be there soon. Okay, well, how do I pay that? I need you to go down to the store and purchase $500 in Apple gift cards, right? And these are real cases. We're talking about losses of tens of thousands of dollars. So the first step in a phone scam, what I would tell if I was presenting to a senior citizen community, and this goes for everybody, there's really no reason to answer your phone anymore from some number that you don't know at all. If you're unsure, I don't answer those calls anymore unless I'm expecting someone to call me. If I put an inquiry out into something, if I'm looking for something, a service, and I'm expecting a phone call, then yeah, perhaps I'll do that. But other than that, there's really no reason to even answer your phone. If it's that important, they'll leave a message. And a lot of these guys won't do that. So you see different ones, and some of those ones off the top of my head are the warrant scam. You owe the government money. If you don't do this, then XYZ will happen. We'll come arrest you. IRS scams, those are seasonal scams. Your grandson's in jail scam. They're pretty clever in saying that, you know, it's your grandson. And then if the person on the other end provides information that they're seeking, it's you, so-and-so, Jason, is that you? Yeah, it's me, now they have the name. You see, so there's little things like that that can work in their advantage. But these are the common ones. And then there's other ones that apply pressure, that they're more intimidating threats, direct threats against you and your family. We just went to a case like that. The gentleman came into the station scared, concerned. He'd gotten a phone call that basically asked him to pay $1,500 or someone would come and hurt his family. And he didn't know what to do. And he's scared. So I wasn't there at the time. Sergeant had the exchange, and we went to his house, and I read the case. He was staying at a hotel because he was afraid. So you see how they applied that intimidation, and that's what these guys will do, is feed on emotion and vulnerability. And the senior elderly population is more vulnerable, right? So he, in the end, didn't pay. He hung up, didn't pay the money, but he was worried. He thought this was a real thing. We had to go over there and explain to him, no. So the end game of every scam is money. We're not interested in hurting you. I mean, and it's hard to, he's already been victimized, even though the crime was never completed, because he's now emotionally worn from that. So the biggest thing, what I told him was, well, had you not answered that phone call, never had that conversation, I don't know that we ever would have got to this place here. But again, that's not 100% effective. You're going to answer the phone sometimes. But, it's about money. It's not about them following through on whatever they say they're going to do. No one's going to come to your house and arrest you for a warrant. The sheriff's department doesn't call people. We'd just go to your house and arrest you for outstanding warrants. They don't call you and let you know that you need to pay the bill. So, but these are things that the public needs to be educated about, because like I said, to us, those are daily reports. But to the general public, it's things that, it's the person who hasn't been exposed to that, who hasn't heard the information, who they're gonna try to take advantage of. But anyone asking you for money is a red flag, and that's what this is all about. So yeah, you don't need to answer any numbers you don't know. That would be a simple thing. Another red flag, you see this constantly in these fraud reports, is asking for payment in the form of a gift card or Visa card. You'd be amazed. People do it. They do it all the time. And we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. And once you've done it once, they'll ask again, because it wasn't, now the story will change, it will evolve. You had one warrant, you know what? Now I looked at it again, it turned out it wasn't $1,000, it was actually $5,000 to clear this up. You need to go back. You've already done it. See, they know that you were willing to do it the first time, and using intimidation against you, they'll see if you will repeat that action. And so sometimes people will return and purchase those gift cards, things like that. The older ones are like things in the mail. You won the lottery in Nigeria. I think everyone's heard that one by now. there's no reason to entertain any of these things as far as lottery scams, things like that. Anytime anyone asks you to pay money and says they're going to send you more money back, you can forget about it. So at the end of the day, this is kind of the strategy behind what some of these guys are doing. What we do, if you have a group of senior citizens or an organization, we've done them over at, was it Seacrest Village, some of the other places around. We give a talk. We talk about these things and try to educate as much as possible. But it's definitely not going away. But the best thing to do, I mean, we are a resource. We're your local law enforcement agency. Me and George are located at the North Coastal Station. Should anyone in the city or community have any questions or concerns about something they're not sure of, they can contact us. What people can do in support of the senior community is pay attention to what they're doing. If you know someone who is elderly and they live alone and you're visiting their house, pay attention to what they're talking about. What type of mail is on their countertop? Do they have these types of items in their house? Are they, ask them, is everything going okay? The bank should, that's why they don't ask them to go to the bank, right? Because the bank should know. If someone comes in, and this happens on occasion, they go to the bank and someone asks to take out, which not in their regular behavior of transactions, $5,000, $10,000, they need to ask or call a family member and say, is everything okay here? Asking for a cashier's check for $5,000 when you haven't done that ever, something like that. So pay attention to what, your situational awareness, like behaviors of what people are doing, or maybe someone in a senior center is sharing a story with another person. Like, I got this phone call and I don't know what to do. These are things that people can look out for to try to help one another. And then, we're a resource, of course, but the goal for us is to try to prevent. But it's going on quite a bit, and it usually involves all the things I've talked about. It always involves money in different ways of targeting senior citizens, and then always ask, the end game is always to get the money. So it's all about the money.
I know that the, the person that we're helping out, the victim, he was wondering, like, his questions were, how do they get my information? How do they do so forth? Sometimes even just going on the internet, if you just Google your name, you're gonna have where you live, you're gonna have all that information. So they're gonna use that information against you. They'll say, yeah, do you live in such and such? This person could be nowhere, even in the United States. And what they do is, when the person gets scared, they look at their phone, they start writing down the phone number. Unfortunately, those phone numbers change all the time. I mean, sometimes it's it's a computerized number that they're using. So their big thing is, well, they know where I live. It's like, well, they're not gonna come to your house. Like you said, they're trying to get their money. And, it really is difficult, for those people, just because they come into the station all the time. Well, we just lost $10,000, $20,000. And unfortunately, in a case like that, the person who is the victim is actually going to buy these and giving them the money. So sometimes it's kind of hard to get your money back, just because they're not taking it from your bank account. It's now this person's going to buy these gift cards, and they're giving them the number on the back of the card or whatever it is. So now now it's like that person is giving them the money instead of them going through credit cards or through the bank accounts and stuff like that. So yeah, if they have your information, anybody can Google my name. They'll get where I live, all this information, unfortunately, and that's how they start. And then they'll say, yeah, you live in such and such, and they just keep going, try to get as much as they can answers, and then they use that against you and try to get more money. Like you said, they'll start off with $1,500. Oh no, that deal's already over. Now it's going to cost you $4,000, and it just keeps going. And they'll call back at a different number, and they'll try to get as much money as they can off of you. So,
And have these conversations with your friends. Tell them what we're telling you, and just to pay attention, and that will continue on through your network. It's like, just pay attention to your family, your friends, like, hey, this is going on. The sheriff's department is talking about this. It's a real thing. And I just want to make sure that everyone I know is aware of it. But like George said, that, once you've done it, once you've gone to Rite Aid or wherever you went and got that gift card and read them, they will ask you to read the number off the receipt. And that's how they take the money from the card and transfer it into their digital wallet, or however that works. That money's gone. You're out that money, and you won't be able to get that money back. When it comes to, this happened to someone I know. And this isn't really directly to seniors, but it could be purchasing tickets to something. If you do that through Craigslist and you use, there's like Zelle, that's one of these apps that you can I can transfer money to you. You give me your number. Once if that's a scam and they never give you, you say, I'm gonna buy 2 tickets to the show, and I give you the money, and you never give me the tickets, that money's gone, right? And you can't claim that at the bank. You can't say to the bank on the Zelle part or the Venmo, you're not covered on that. That's, you gave them the money. You transferred the money, that's done. But if you use a credit card, that's why you use a credit card, you're covered. You call the credit card company, you go, you know what, I paid for these tickets with my credit card. The business never supplied me with the product. They put in the claim, the fraud claim, and you get your money back. That's how you're protected. So if you are gonna make a purchase, if you feel like, okay, I need to make this purchase, and you're at all concerned about something, you use a credit card. At least that way you're covered. There's a little insurance policy there that you can, if they don't come through. So sometimes things like buying tickets can get weird like that. Older people go to rock shows too. So.
This is Commissioner Farley. I have a comment on the Googling yourself. It's something that I do often. It's almost like running a credit report on yourself every once in a while to make sure that there's no fraud involved. But every once in a while, I'll Google myself, and you can remove yourself from lists. I don't know if you all know that, but there's these different websites that if they have your name and address, you can actually remove your name and address off their list. So every once in a while, I'd like to clean that up. Just a recommendation.
Yeah, that's great. And also, just like like you would your credit report, right? You check your credit report. You're doing an online profile, like you said, your description was great. But you also want to check your credit report. Every once in a while, log into your TransUnion Equifax account, make sure there's no accounts on there that aren't yours. Heard stories of some people who've been paying other people's cable bills in Texas for like years. They just didn't know it. Minute amount of money that were just coming out of accounts, different ways like that. Like, what's that? That's, if it's in another city, in another state, and it has an account attached to your name, then that's when you start to look into that. Some of this stuff goes unnoticed, unless you're talking about it. So that's a good way to check up on things too, keep track.
on this pamphlet I passed out too, there's some resources in there too, as far as to do a credit freeze. You have the Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, a couple other things there you can check. And on the back too, it has our North Coastal Station phone number too. If you guys have any questions, like you said, you guys can contact us. One of the things that we were able to do for the gentleman as well is that we were able to go out there and we do home security assessments too. So like he felt like he was outside. Anything that looked out of place, it was real suspicious, and we told him, hey, if you see anything, call our emergency number. And at the same time, we kind of walked around his property, kind of helped him out. It's a service that we provide at the station. And we said, hey, maybe you need some more lighting here or some cameras. I think that helped him kind of be more at ease, where if it's dark, if he has, yes, he had an alarm system, but by then they're already inside. We said, hey, maybe put a Ring camera so that as somebody's approaching your home, you can detect on your phone, or, you know, it notifies you too. So we're available to do that as well too.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Jonathan and George. Commissioners, do we have more questions for these gentlemen?
This is Commissioner Angel. I do have one question, and I had heard about a program where seniors might be eligible for the Ring doorbell or some type of security system like that. Are you familiar with anything like that?
I'm not familiar with anything directly to do with seniors and the company. It's a great, I mean, it's a good product. I've seen it in use. It does all the things that we ask a security camera to do if you're gonna go ahead and manage it yourself. It has live recording. You can talk through the device to people. It has a lighting component on it. It records, which is really important. Evidence is crucial in furthering investigations on every level. So we tell everyone that we come in contact with, if you can put a surveillance camera of some sort on your property, it's beneficial. If a crime occurs at the house or at a business, it doesn't matter where it is. The first thing the deputy is going to ask you is there video? So video is crucial in furthering investigations. Anything to do with seniors and Ring, I'm not sure about. If someone, I mean, one piece of advice for the senior community, if they are going to go ahead and have things like that installed when it comes to scams again, is being careful about who you hire and who you bring into your house. And so I know it's that sad that we have to keep going through all these things and people look for every way to take advantage of other people. But that would be something that seniors would want to pay attention to, getting referrals from other people, from trusted sources. Because again, these guys will take advantage of that as well. So something to think about. Good.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Have a good day.
We are at item 5, oral communications. Do we have any speakers today?
We do. We have one, Jerry Ann. You can go to the podium, and just remember you have 3 minutes to address the commission. When you hear the timer, that will indicate your time is up.
I would like to speak about the environmental nightmare housing project on Melba Road that is slated to take down a mature grove of Torrey pines, 173 trees, 30 smaller trees and native shrubs, along with demoing not one but 3 beautiful historical homes built in 1938 or possibly earlier, all based on the ill-fated density bonus AB 2345. Recently, the community received the notification for participation on this nightmare project, only causing stress and anxiety throughout the community. We have a large population of longtime senior tax-paying members in the community that abuts this property. These seniors simply want to age in place, but are unable to do this because they just look out the window and see the trees that will be coming down shortly. This project sits next to the Bethlehem Church and Preschool, the Boys and Girls Club and Garden, Oakcrest Middle School and Park, which is home to many endangered species, and the last rural horse farm in Encinitas. I could go on about this environmental nightmare density bonus housing project and what it has caused the neighborhood in the last 2 years during the pandemic, but I would like to focus on the impact of the surrounding senior communities in the area. The seniors in the community that have boundary homes and trees are directly affected have been approached by the developer and owner of the property, only to leave them upset, landing them to seek medical care. This borders on elder abuse, and I don't like it. Many of the neighbors have decided just to move out of the area. The current political climate in Encinitas has been a bit challenging, and unfortunately, it borders on toxic at times. I know that several seniors have voiced their concerns to the council and have received little support from them. That is why they have decided to leave the area altogether. This is not the way to treat longtime senior tax-paying Encinitas residents. That is why I'm so glad that you are addressing this with a letter to the mayor with agenda item 11B. I also want to let you know that this property on Melba is deep in Encinitas history. Several of the prior owners of Melba property were significant people in the Encinitas and responsible for Encinitas becoming the flower capital of the world. For example, Anton van Amersfoort lived on the property, or owned the property, and he was the original owner of the Botanical Gardens, a founding member of the San Diego Water District, and responsible for a water getting to Encinitas from Lake Hodges, the bond. We also feel that he planted several trees in the area based on aerial photos we have consulted several architectural historians about the property, and they all feel it is significant to the history of Encinitas and should be deemed historical at this time, the property, with further research. We have also feel that it could meet the criteria for vernacular landscape. Please support the community at preservation and open space for the property. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for speaking. We are at item 6. Are there any changes to today's agenda?
There are none.
Moving on. Approval of the minutes. We have the June 21st, 2022 meeting minutes. Do I hear, is there any discussion? Do I hear a motion to approve?
This is Commissioner Angel, and I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 21st, 2022 meeting.
Commissioner Angel has made the motion. Do I have a second?
This is Commissioner Hanwood. I'll second the motion.
Commissioner Hanwood is seconded. I believe it's time to vote. We're going to do this thing on our fancy screens. Or you just toggle the side. We'll switch you to the voting screen. Okay, I think we're all there. Motion passes. Moving on to item 8, action items. Item 8A, let's report work plan goal outcomes since our last meeting, June 2, 2022, for the Senior Citizen Commission Annual Work Plan.
This is Commissioner Angel. Are we reporting our involvement with, are we on number 1? Okay, great. I attended the Dog Days of Cardiff city-sponsored event this past Sunday and had an amazing time.
Any updates for item 2, identify guest speakers? Okay, moving on to item 3, engage as organizers and volunteers with local community service organizations and the Community and Senior Center. Any updates? Item 4, continue partnership with the Encinitas Rotary Club and explore other Encinitas Service Club partnerships to recognize or promote the Senior Citizen of the Year and Lifetime Achievement Awards. Any updates we'd like to announce?
This is Commissioner Angel. This is not where we would update? Okay, so I just want to let you know I did attend the Rotary Club meeting for the giving out the awards.
Yep, I think the entire ad hoc group for the Senior Citizen Award attended. And I participated by introducing Joy Lines, our council person, and it was a good time. Everybody seemed to be very, very appreciative of the recognition they received. Okay, moving on to item 5. Enhanced senior programs, including intergenerational programming and other service organizations, computer assistance, Feeling Fit Club, and so on. Any updates?
Commissioner Koblenz, is this a place that we remove Commissioner Kramer-Levander from the? Thank you.
I think we can, yeah. So yes, Commissioner Kramer-Levander has moved on. So those work items that she was participating in have now openings.
Commissioner Koblenz, again, if I may just add, I think it's probably not the right time, but this program, the city and Clinton and the Encinitas Senior Center really, really stepped up, and a lot of really nice things, so thank you.
Okay. Item 6. Establish a relationship with the county by actively participating in Agewell San Diego 2.0. Any updates?
This is Commissioner Hanwett. I attended the All Teams Agewell meeting on July 13th, and there were representatives from all 5 teams that are involved with Agewell 2.0, and they each presented the goals that had been created over the past few months. So it's very interesting. So those 5 areas are health and community support, housing, social participation, transportation, and dementia friendly. And if anybody's interested in attending their meetings or becoming part of what they're doing, you can just go to the Agewell website, and on the bottom, they have all 5 areas, and you can just click on what you're interested in, and the meetings have been Zoom, so they're pretty easy to attend.
Thank you.
This is Commissioner Farley. I printed out the Agewell action plan and have been looking over at some of the items that are recommended to roll out at the city level with different programs for seniors. So I think in the next few months, I'm just going to pick a couple of them and I'll attend those Zoom meetings as well as see if there's any existing organizations that can help roll out some of these recommendations that are outlined in the Agewell action plan.
All right, moving on to item 7. Work collaboratively with city staff and Senior Citizens Commission ad hoc committees to determine programs requiring grant funding. Any updates? Item 8, visit senior centers in San Diego County for knowledge and make recommendations to staff on programs such as lunch program and services that would be of value to Encinitas seniors.
Commissioner Koblenz, I think we're doing really well. Maureen and I have visited several. We have some really good ideas. We've gotten some resources from the other ones to help expand. Again, this is probably a place I should have said, it's doing really well now that people are getting back into the flow. I see this as an incredible opportunity for our commission to really step into that and be of value.
And this is Manager Goodsell. We do have one opening on that ad hoc subcommittee if anyone is interested.
Item 9, research best practices as it relates to senior issues and send letters of support as needed to city council and commissions. So we do have an update that's going to be discussed as part of It's listed as item 11. I think it actually belongs in item 10, but that's okay. I think that's all we have for the work plan. Moving on to item 9, informational items. Manager Goodsell, do you have a report?
Thank you, I do. And Recreation Services Manager Tracy Staten is not here today, so I'll also be delivering the department updates. 396 meals were provided at the Congregate Senior Nutrition Program in June and 386 in July. 110 rides were given in June and 123 in July for the nutrition program. There were a total of 595 non-nutrition program participants in June and 897 in July. Joe Gavin with the San Diego Seniors Community Foundation has partnered with the SDG&E Emergency Preparedness Project for Seniors, and he is going to give an educational presentation on the importance of emergency preparedness and instruct seniors on how to sign up for SDG&E's public safety power shutoff, as well as talk about the Access and Functional Needs Program. This will take place at the Senior Nutrition Program right before lunch is served, and that will be on Friday, August 26th at 11:30 a.m. And we'll have flyers out in advance and make announcements to the nutrition guests to let them know that this is coming up. I'm pleased to announce that we've offered the Recreation Supervisor position for Senior Services to Clinton Calkins, and he accepted. So you know him as our Senior Nutrition Coordinator, and Clinton is well qualified for this role. He comes to us from the Bay Area, where he spent nearly 13 years working in the recreation field. In his last position before coming to Encinitas, he worked for the Town of Moraga Parks and Recreation Department for 8 years, 6 of which where he was a recreation supervisor, where he oversaw the senior day trip program, contract classes, youth teen programs, and community events. He takes pride in his ability to improve program efficiency, increase participation, and build relationships with the community he serves. Clinton has been serving as the extended part-time Senior Services Coordinator for Encinitas since April of this year. And in his new position, he will be responsible for senior nutrition, transportation, outreach programs, developing new programs, and also assisting with cultural arts. So he will be a busy man. I'd also like to announce that Jacqueline Little-Parhar has been promoted from Contract Recreation Coordinator as the Seaside Day Camp Director to Extended Part-Time Senior Nutrition Coordinator. And prior to her working for the City of Encinitas, Jacqueline earned a bachelor's degree in human development from UC Davis and worked with children with developmental disabilities. She's excited to learn and grow in the field of recreation, which is her passion, and she's done a wonderful, terrific job this year working at the Seaside Day Camp program. And as you know, Christy Kramer-Levander resigned effective July 15th. We truly appreciated her role here and her service, and we mailed her a certificate of appreciation to thank her for all that she has done and everything that she has contributed to the Senior Commission, advocating on behalf of senior citizens. And with that being said, the city is currently accepting applications to fill the one unscheduled vacancy with a term ending March 2024. Applications must be completed online from the city's website. All applicants must be registered voters with the City of Encinitas, and the deadline is fast approaching. Applications are due this Thursday, August 18th at 5 p.m., and the term of office for the unscheduled vacancy will begin upon appointment. If you have any questions, you could contact the city clerk's office at 760-633-2601. And then finally, the last summer concert at Moonlight Beach will be on Sunday, August 21st from 3 to 5 p.m. The artist is Rayford Brothers, and it's a rockabilly style of music. One more thing. The recreation programming for fall registration began yesterday, and we promoted the online brochure via social media, e-blasts, a banner at the Community and Senior Center, and on our website. And those are programs for September, October, and November. And that concludes the reports. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Manager Goodsell.
Thank you.
So we have a couple of agenda items that were added in our June meeting. The first one is, covers a couple of things. I think it's streamlining of our Senior Citizen of the Year Award and Lifetime Achievement Award form, the nomination form. Would you, Manager Angel, or Commissioner Angel, would you like to talk about it?
Yes, this is Commissioner Angel. So the ad hoc committee assembled and discussed best practices when looking at both the Senior Citizen of the Year Award as well as the Lifetime Achievement Award. There was much discussion and back and forth communications via email, and to include Manager Goodsell with regards to updating this form so it would be streamlined. And apparently there were a couple of things that were replicated in both the Senior Citizen of the Year Award as well as the Lifetime Achievement Award, as far as the numbering and where to best place the questioning. So what the ad hoc committee did was review suggested changes. The changes were put in place, we reviewed them again, and what we're looking at here is the agreed-upon final revision of the Senior Citizen of the Year Award as well as the Lifetime Achievement Award. So it was, we requested that there be a clear delineation between both nominations, whereas before it was really not quite clear which award and were someone being nominated for this award or that award. So if you look at this form, it's first of all, if we could, can we go down to the bottom? There should be a block. Okay, so if we look right here, thank you. Under the nomination, you can only check one, whereas in the past, people were being nominated in multiple categories. So now what we're requesting is they're either going to be nominated for Senior Citizen of the Year or Lifetime Achievement, not and. And that will allow for those individuals who might in the past be not be allowed to or not have the opportunity to be considered for one or the other. So this is just a way of looking at qualifications and how we best can streamline the form. If there are any questions about this form, I'd be happy to entertain them.
Has everyone had a chance to review the new form? Do we have any questions?
Okay.
Commissioner Martin, and I happen to be a QC manager professionally. The bracket or the parentheses that you have at service in that section that is showing on our screen, there is no backup. There's no closure parentheses.
Okay, can we go back to where?
Nominee, no, that was
Oh,
actually
was it?
right where
Okay,
you're,
so
where you are.
Would you clarify what you're?
You have Senior Citizen Award in bold, and then you have a parens, and you have service, but there's no closure parens. And
Thank you.
likewise, in the
Thank
next
you.
one below, there's the,
Thank you.
sorry, my eye can't help but look at it.
Yeah, there is a closed paren. It's part of the underscore, though.
Ah,
I think
okay,
that's the
well then
trick.
that's my error.
I see what you're saying, and right, over multiple years versus in recent years, the close, the parens is there
Yeah,
right
there.
after the S, but
I got it.
Okay.
Acceptable, and I apologize.
No, Commissioner Martin, that's what we want all eyes on. We want the best product, and because moving forward, this will be adapted. Any other questions or recommendations? If not,
I think so. There's a part two to this discussion, but I think before we move to that, I would like to hear if there is a motion to approve this form as is.
well, this is Commissioner Angel, and I think a lot of work went into this. I was happy to be on this ad hoc committee as well as the other commissioners that participated. So at this time, I am making a motion that we adopt this revised form.
Commissioner
Commissioner
Angel
Copeland.
makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Commissioner Koblenz, I also was privileged to sit on this. For those much better at this, I definitely want to acknowledge those. I do want to do a shout out to Roger Rotary, who was very helpful. Yes, I second the motion to approve this form.
Commissioner Koblenz seconds the motion. And I think we're getting set up to vote.
Oh. What else do I hit?
Hit the top button again.
Again, okay.
It's a little slow today. It's been on vacation, too.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. So part two of this discussion, I watched the video from the June meeting, and thank you, Commissioner Angel, for chairing that meeting. That was very good. I understand there was, I think, a very good idea about sending thank yous to both the winners and the nominators. And the question that was raised was, do we want to formalize this? Because one of the challenges of doing these kind of things in a very ad hoc way is as soon as the commissioners go away, the ad hoc procedure goes away too. So we go from sending thank you notices on a routine basis to all of a sudden the thank you notes stop. So we wanted to see if we should formalize that as protocol for our commission. And so part of it is just adopting that as a standard protocol, acknowledging people who have participated in that particular program. I would like to suggest, after seeing your discussion from the last meeting, that we extend that not just to Senior Citizen of the Year Award participants, but pretty much anybody who works with the Senior Citizen Commission, guest speakers, for example, that kind of thing. So, and taking it a step further, I was going to ask Manager Goodsell, is there a form, I think the ad hoc group took it upon themselves to purchase greeting cards and send thank you notes. Is there a City of Encinitas letterhead or blank card or something that we could do on behalf of the Senior Citizen Commission?
So this is Manager Goodsell. We had city note cards that we provided to Commissioner Koblenz, and she decided that she preferred to handwrite the thank you cards. So she kindly did that, and I believe you're still working on those, or have you completed them?
They've been completed. They're in the mail, and 2 more emails are going out today.
Okay, wonderful. And the city can mail those out for you, so you do not need to supply your own stamp. And then as the staff liaison to the commission, I do send an email thank you as a follow-up to all of our guest speakers.
That's good to know. Thank you.
And then we do also have city letterhead, but I believe that the decision was made to go ahead and use the city note cards this time around.
They're very attractive. They're cream, and they have the seal on them, and that was I guess, a preference that we thought would be just one more step in acknowledging those that had been nominated, taking the time, the energy, and the effort to encourage more and more people to think outside the box and not just think, okay, it's over now that the awards are done.
Okay, I completely wholeheartedly agree. Do we want to put on, I think it's not something that we can approve today, but do we want to put on the agenda for the next meeting to, perhaps we'll draft something along the lines of a formal protocol?
This is Commissioner Angel. A point of order, first of all. I'd like to clarify a couple of things. I was on the ad hoc committee. However, I wasn't aware of the type of cards that were that was decided to send out. I'm pleased to hear that there was a standard set, which was my thought, to not randomly pick out Hallmark cards. That was my impression initially. And I definitely want to see, it would be my recommendation to have a standard, whether it be printed or handwritten, but have something standardized from the city of Encinitas. And as I had mentioned at the June meeting, that I think it's important to not have just random cards selected, because as we've seen happen here, commissioners may leave unexpectedly, and if that particular commissioner picks out one type of card and then another commissioner has a different preference. So it is my suggestion that we continue with a particular standard from the city of Encinitas, because it is in fact representing this meeting, this senior commission.
This is Commissioner Hanwett. I just wanted to add one thing to that I was thinking about. I think it's a really good idea to use the city card. And I'm just wondering if even the message could be something that could be used year after year, because we come and go. I mean, I've seen several commissioners come and go in the short time I've been on the commission. So it would be somebody's responsibility to make sure that they went out, but it would be, I don't know, it seems like it would be helpful to have something standard that was followed, just like when you leave the commission and you get a letter from the city.
Commissioner Koblenz, if I may, this is what it said. Thank you for your time, thoughtfulness, and kindness in submitting a nomination on behalf of the person, Senior Citizen of the Year and/or Lifetime Achievement. The City of Encinitas is grateful to have both of you and your nominations in our committee, in our city, in appreciation Senior Citizen Commission. If you want to change it, that's okay, but the ones that are already gone are already gone.
This is Commissioner Angel.
And I'd like to just clarify, all this was done with the authority and suggestion of Manager Goodell.
This is Commissioner Angel.
So this is Manager Goodsell. The City of Encinitas supplied the City Seal note card, and the Senior Commission authorized and approved the thank yous and took it upon themselves to go ahead and write the thank you notes. But the city's involvement and my involvement was supplying the thank you notes. And I do appreciate you handwriting all of those.
And I'd like Commissioner Koblenz, thank you again one more time for your support.
You're very welcome.
This is Commissioner Angel again. So again, as a participant in the ad hoc committee, I would just like it put on record that all members of the ad hoc committee need to be involved in all aspects of this program. And moving forward, furthermore, I'd like to ensure that this is a discussion involving all members of an ad hoc committee. Thank you.
Manager Goodsell, is there a way to formalize this kind of a procedure for this ad hoc group?
That would be up to the commission. So if the ad hoc wants to come together and create a standardized messaging for the future and bring that back to the next commission meeting, we just need somebody to bring it forth right now, and then we need a second. And then I can go ahead and agendize it on item number 11
Okay,
for next month.
without getting, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouths. I don't think it's necessarily at this point. I'll keep it open enough. Not necessarily about the specific messaging, but just about the expectation that as part of the ad hoc group responsible for the Senior Citizen Award and the Lifetime Achievement Award, that group be responsible for sending acknowledgments and thank yous. And then the details of that can come out of whatever the ad hoc group decides. So do I have motion, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Commissioner Koblenz, thank you. So for clarification, that was going to be my comment. So the ad hoc committee that makes the decisions and the nominations then is responsible, quote unquote, or that is part of the ad hoc that those thank yous get accomplished?
That's what we are
Perfect.
suggesting, and
Okay.
I would like to see if there is a motion for the ad hoc group to proceed with establishing that as a protocol or procedure for that particular group for that purpose.
Commissioner Koblenz would like to motion that that becomes part of the ad hoc committee for the Senior Commission and Lifetime Achievement.
Okay, Commissioner Koblenz has made the motion. Do I have a second?
This is Commissioner Angel. I would like to second it with the caveat that there be a protocol put in place as to the use of the specific cards designated by the city, that they not be randomly selected.
So I believe that's going to come out of the discussion the ad hoc group will have to finalize that procedure. Okay, do we want to vote on that?
So for clarification, can you tell me what exactly the motion is? There's a lot of back and forth.
So the motion is for the ad hoc group responsible for the Senior Citizen of the Year Award and the Lifetime Achievement Award to come up with a protocol/procedure on sending acknowledgements, thank you cards to the participants. That includes nominators as well as the winners.
Thank you. All right, so we have Commissioner Koblenz motioned and Commissioner Angel second.
Yep.
All right, I'm just going to take the roll orally on this one.
Okay.
All right, so when I call your name, if you're in support of that motion, say aye. Commissioner Ling?
Aye.
Commissioner Angel? Aye. Commissioner Hanwit?
Aye.
Commissioner Koblenz?
Aye.
Commissioner Farley?
Aye.
And Commissioner Martin? Aye. All right, let the record show it passes unanimously. Thank you.
And this is Manager Goodsell. Just for clarification, is it the commission's intention for this to be brought back under a future item added by commission members, item 11A for the protocol?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so the ad hoc group will present their solution.
This is Commissioner Angel. I just want to bring to the commission that there is now an opening on this ad hoc if any of the other commissioners might be interested in serving on this particular ad hoc.
Okay, next item on our agenda, and this is the letter of encouragement to City Council and also to the Planning Commission. And I think hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at the background and also read the letter itself. As Commissioner Hanwit has pointed out, this is the second letter we've sent. The last one was sent about a year and a half ago. And part of it is because of changing staff, changing members in City Council, as well as changing leadership in the Planning Commission, that we thought it would be good to send this out again. Also, there have been updates since a year and a half ago that we felt were relevant, and that's been reflected in this letter. I do not think it is a political message. I think it basically says we have a shortage of housing that allows our seniors, a growing population, to be able to age in place, when most seniors do want to do that. Are there any questions or comments about this letter before we make the motion to approve?
Commissioner Koblenz, can we go to the top? What's the date on this letter? Thank you.
And the other change from the previous letter was the original letter only required the signature of the commission chair. And I felt it was more impactful for all the commissioners to sign this letter. Do I hear a motion to approve this letter for delivery to City Council and the Planning Commission?
This is Commissioner Hanwit. I make a motion that we approve this letter and send it to the Planning Commission and the City Council.
Commissioner Hanwood has made the motion. Do I have a second?
Commissioner Martin, I have a second to sending the letter.
Commissioner Martin seconds. Do we want to do a roll call vote for this as well?
We'll actually vote.
Oh, okay. She's ready. Motion passes. I do have the physical letter here, and what I'd like to do at the conclusion of our meeting is to pass it along and make sure we all have a chance to sign the letter in the proper spot. Okay, moving on to agenda item 12. Commissioner, oh, actually, before we do that, do we have any future agenda items we'd like to add besides the one for the ad hoc Senior Citizen of the Year award? So we just have the one future agenda item regarding thank yous and acknowledgements, a formal procedure. Okay, item 12, Commission reports, Roundtable. Would anyone like to speak about topics of interest to the Senior Citizen Commission?
Commissioner Koblenz, first of all, I'd really like to say I'm very honored to be on this commission and to participate in some of the events that the city is doing. I was at the Dog Days where I got a chance to witness Commissioner Angel doing her wonderful job with the lovely little puppies. And I was also at the Sheriff's Night Out. And again, it was a pleasure to see our community. I would like to, if this is a time, consider possibly having new speakers that we could maybe agree upon. Is this the time? She's going to tell me no.
Ordinarily, it would fall under the work plan item, and I don't have that number know it off the top of my head, but I can look for it if you give me just a moment. Okay, so that would be, when we got to item number 2 of the work plan, it says identify guest speakers for monthly meetings to provide education regarding topics related to seniors and find platforms to get the information out to seniors in the community. And that would be the appropriate time. However, if you'd like to make a recommendation during roundtable, I think that could be appropriate as well.
Just, I'm looking at other possibilities for our senior community. I think Meals on Wheels would be a wonderful presentation to hear. I would also like to see if there's a way that we could maybe educate our seniors similar to safety and such. I know we really can't do CPR, which I would really like to do, but we can't do it. And then in alignment with listening to our speaker today, I'm wondering if we could invite somebody from the Cardiff Library to come speak to us and see if that might work. That's all I have. Thank you.
So in that same vein, listening to our second group of speakers, and understanding that there have been presenters at the senior lunch, would it be appropriate to invite George and Jonathan to do something similar for that group, to talk a little bit about elder fraud?
That is a possibility, and I can definitely bring that up with our Recreation Services Supervisor, Clinton Calkins,
Okay.
and we can discuss that.
Okay, thank you.
This is Commissioner Farley. I wanted to update everybody that there was a significant change in Medi-Cal eligibility for seniors and programs that serve seniors. there's new eligibility requirements. It basically raises the income amount so that more seniors are eligible for services. And I also missed out on item number 2. I would really like a speaker from the Health and Human Services to come and speak to our group regarding the new Medi-Cal eligibility requirements and what sort of resources our seniors can now take advantage of with these new changes.
Anyone else? Without further ado, I hereby adjourn today's meeting of the Senior Citizen Commission at 3:30 p.m. Thank you, everybody.